Hey guys, time for another Morphogen product review. Today we're going to go over MorphoPrime. Okay. This is an awesome product, really. Kind of a cool little side note about this product too is that if any of you guys actually know what these ingredients cost on their own, I mean, some of them are pretty expensive, especially like Ubiquinol, for example, which is just one of, 10 to 12 ingredients in the product. This is a super cost-effective product as well, just because of everything that you're getting in here at clinical dosing. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, we'll go over, as always, kind of go over the highlights of this and then go over the individual ingredients. So right here on the side, of course, always talks about the highlights of the product. May assist with inflammation, oxidation, and neurological decline, blood glucose and insulin sensitivity, cholesterol levels, cardiovascular and aging-related risk factors, nutrient absorption, cellular ATP production, blood flow and vascular health, intestinal health, comprehensive organ protection for all populations, safe for men and women, year-round support, doesn't need to be cycled. So this is a good product for anybody. Natural, enhanced, old, young, doesn't really matter. You can't really go wrong with this. This is something that if you're in this industry and you're using it yourself, give it to your parents, give it to your aunt, give it to your uncle. Like, it's a fantastic product for anyone. It's definitely going to help their health just all around, so can't really go wrong. Now, let's go over some of the individual ingredients. So we'll start with berberine. So berberine's dosed in here at 1,000 milligrams, which typical dosing, you're going to see anywhere from like 500 to 1,500 is pretty common for effective dosing. 1,000 is a really good middle ground. A lot of people split the dosing of MorphoPrime. Not necessarily, you don't have to split it, but you can if you wanted, and you could, that way you could get 500 in, morning and evening or however you dosed it, but you definitely don't have to. Berberine is an anti-diabetic ingredient. It rivals the prescription metformin. It's a similar mechanism. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar in how it works. So berberine is really powerful at decreasing hepatic glucose output. So, it's going to help with insulin sensitivity in that regard. This is a product that you don't have to take it with a carbohydrate meal like a lot of glucose disposal agents. It's not going to directly lower blood sugar like that and cause, hypoglycemic or anything. So it can be taken anytime. But again, 1,000 milligrams of berberine here. Also has some benefit towards inflammation and lowering lipids or, altering lipid profile for more beneficial lipid profile. So berberine, super popular ingredient, 1,000 milligrams. We'll move on to NAC. NAC's interesting because NAC is capable of raising serum glutathione levels pretty efficiently. There's people chatter about injectable glutathione or liposomal, which they can work, but NAC is a super cost-effective way to just take a pill and it will raise glutathione levels. It's tried and true and it works. So you can get that here, and it also will benefit your liver and kidney values, if they're off on your blood work or you just want to protect them. So you have 600 milligrams of NAC here, which is a pretty standard, dose. And then we move on to alpha lipoic acid. Now, there are different isomers of this. This is the typical ALA isomer, so you're going to see it dosed a little bit higher. This is a 600 milligram dose, which is going to be your normal clinical dose for typical ALA isomer. Now, this can help with blood sugar reduction, insulin sensitivity, also help with inflammation, oxidation, and so that is your alpha lipoic acid. And then we move on to an ingredient that a lot of people probably haven't heard of, which is Arjuna, and that's how I say it. I think that's how it's pronounced. Arjuna is a blood pressure lowering ingredient. It's cardioprotective. Consider it a cardioprotective. It has the potential to lower blood pressure and pulse. So with that, you're getting 500 milligrams of a 10-to-1 extract of Arjuna. And then next ingredient here, another heavy hitter, is citrus bergamot, 500 milligrams, so pretty standard clinical dose. Citrus bergamot is actually, and I've seen tons of blood work with this being used, it's one of the few ingredients that I've actually seen impact lipid profile pretty dramatically in some people and actually raise HDL. That's a difficult thing to do in a lot of people, even through dietary means and certain, fat intake and different things like that. You can do it, but it's very difficult. Citrus bergamot does a really good job of raising HDL and potentially lowering LDL in most individuals. So you get 500 milligrams of that. And then we move on to curcumin. This is a 95% extract, 500 milligrams. Now you also notice, as a side note, you also notice that there is the Berberine and estrogen, which are absorption catalysts, and I'll talk about those later. Those complement they complement everything, but they definitely complement the curcumin because on its own, its bioavailability is not very good. So with that, you're getting 500 milligrams of 95% extract. It is a pretty potent anti-inflammatory, and you can also it also has cardioprotective benefits, potentially causing reduction of plaque buildup in the arterial walls. So curcumin, awesome stuff. A lot of people already use it. You can get it right here in this formula. And then we'll move on to Ubiquinol. Now with Ubiquinol, it is a CoQ10. It's a form of CoQ10. It's a more bioavailable form. You will see typical CoQ10, then your Ubiquinol is going to be a little bit better. Now this says 200 milligrams, which is a really good dose of Ubiquinol. This will enhance blood flow, and it also will protect the vessels, so doing similar cardioprotective effects, and protects them from oxidative damage and plaque buildup in the vessels. So again, it's a super useful ingredient. That's one of the really expensive ingredients if you're getting quality Ubiquinol, so you can get that right here in a clinical dose in the product. So we'll move on to the next ingredient, which is Resveratrol. Now, the dosing on this, there's a lot of different dosing protocols. That was kind of a hard thing to nail down in the research, at least from what I've seen and what the product states. So 150 milligrams seems to be a clinically supported dose. With that, you're getting the as trans resveratrol, so it'll say that on the label. That's the form. It's going to help improve circulation and insulin sensitivity are the main benefits of this. So again, 150 milligrams of trans resveratrol. And then we'll move on to the two absorption catalysts. You have 50 milligrams of estrogen and 20 milligrams of the Berberine. Now, estrogen is really cool. It helps with absorption of pretty much everything: vitamins, minerals, amino acids, even glucose potentially. So, it's super useful. It can't really go wrong adding it into just about any product. And 50 milligrams seems to be a good dose. And then 20 milligrams of your Berberine, that's been around for a while. That's just the trademarked black pepper extract. That's the trademark version. And 20 milligrams you'll see anywhere from like 5 to 20 in products, so 20 at the higher end here. And so that's going to help with absorption of all the other ingredients in the product, especially, like I said, the curcumin, which on its own has pretty poor bioavailability. So again, just about everything that a normal person or even a not so normal person is going to need in a health product, and an organ protectant product, a longevity product, a insulin sensitivity, or cardioprotective. I mean, it's blood pressure. It's all here in this product. 6 caps a day, can be split up. If you guys go on morphogennutrition.com, you'll actually see different dosing protocols in terms of how you might lay it out with different nutritional protocols, and so you can give that a shot if you want to tweak it a little bit. But that is MorphoPrime. Get a month's supply here. Guys, check it out at morphogennutrition.com. Of course, use my code DATA4 at checkout and get a discount. And shipping's always free. So hope you guys enjoy this one. We'll talk to you guys soon.